Welcome
Welcome
back
to
to
this
the
deep
deep dive.
dive. Today
If
we're
you're involved in real
tackling
estate, maybe
probably one of
property
the biggest
management.
headaches in real estate.
Oh, yeah. Which one's that?
That whole juggling act,
Okay.
trying to sell your current place while buying your next one. It's intense.
Ah, yes. The classic dilemma. Buy first, then sell. Or sell first, then buy.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you jump in and buy, hoping your old place sells fast.
Yeah.
Or play it safe, sell first, and maybe couch surf for a bit.
It's more than just where you'll sleep, though. This is a massive financial tightrope walk. Seriously stressful.
For sure. And the path you pick, it affects everything, right? You're negotiating clout, your financing options, your sanity, probably.
It's definitely your sanity. So we've dug into the sources, looked at the pros, the cons, all the critical factors, market buzz, financing tricks.
And the goal today is to boil it all down. We want to give you a clear framework based on, what, 4 key things.
That's right. 4 pillars. Market conditions, that's the big one. Then your finances and risk appetite. Logistics, like the actual moving part. And finally, some strategies to maybe make it less painful.
Okay, sounds good. If you're steering down this decision, hopefully this helps. So let's unpack it. Starting with the market itself. That seems like ground zero.
Absolutely. Our sources all pretty much scream this. The market cycle makes an enormous difference. Huge.
So first step is figuring out what kind of market you're actually in.
Exactly. Is it a seller's market? You know, high demand, houses flying off the shelf. Or is it a buyer's market? Lots of houses, not so many buyers.
Because your power position totally flips depending on that.
Completely. Let's take the seller's market first. High demand, low supply.
Okay, so if you're selling your current place in that market, you're golden.
Pretty much. You're likely getting multiple offers, probably over asking price. Buyers might even skip inspections or other contingencies just to win. You hold the cards.
Nice. But then you have to turn around and buy in that same crazy market.
And bam, the tables turn. Now you're the one facing limited choices, bidding wars, making snap decisions, way less power.
So selling's a breeze, buying's a nightmare. What's the standard play then?
Well, the sort of textbook advice is often to sell first.
Really? Why?
Because you lock in that great sale price on your old home, maximize your profit. Financially, it makes a lot of sense on paper.
But the big but is you might end up homeless for a bit, or at least needing temporary digs.
That's the trade-off. You get financial certainty, but you potentially face a logistical mess, finding short-term housing, maybe storage units for all your stuff. It's a hassle.
Okay, but hang on. I remember the sources mentioning something specific about really hot markets, like super fast, prices climbing daily kind of markets.
Yeah, that's a critical nuance.
Because if prices are just shooting up, doesn't selling first mean you're watching the price of your next house run away from you while you're sitting on cash?
Precisely. That's the appreciation risk. RE/MAX experts actually suggested in that scenario you would likely want to find their next home first and buy it.
Okay, so buy first in a truly hot market. That feels counterintuitive, riskier, maybe.
It is riskier financially, short term, but the logic is you lock in the price on your new home before it jumps again. You're betting that the market speed will let you sell your old place super quickly, minimizing how long you're paying for 2 houses.
Got it. You're kind of using the market's momentum to your advantage, even if it stretches you thin for a bit.
Exactly. Now, let's flip the coin. Buyer's market. Low demand. Tons of houses for sale.
Okay, so now, if you're selling,
Yeah.
you're the one sweating.
Oh, totally. Your house might sit. You might have to drop the price, offer concessions like paying closing costs. It's tough.
If you're buying.
You're king. Or queen. Loads of choices. You can negotiate hard, dictate the closing date maybe. Much more control.
So the advice here must be the opposite, right? Sell first.
Overwhelmingly, yes. The sources strongly advise you get their property sold before venturing out to purchase another home.
Because buying first in that slow market, that sounds dangerous.
It really is. As Shauna Bailey pointed out, yeah, buying first lets you shop at your own pace, which sounds nice. But that slow pace could mean you're stuck carrying 2 mortgages, 2 sets of bills for months or even longer. That's a huge financial drain.
And the sources warned, if that becomes unmanageable, you might have to slash the price on your first home just to get rid of it. Ouch.
Exactly. A fire sale just to stop the bleeding. So, yeah, the market sets the stage, but your personal finances, that's really the main act.
Right. That pressure, the money side of it, often overrides everything else.
It brings us right into the financial deep end because, let's be honest, juggling 2 mortgages is, well, it's the #1 stressor for most people doing this.
Okay, let's break down that buy first burden. It sounds appealing, you get the new house sorted, but the money.
The money is serious. Buying first demands, first off, significant cash reserves up front.
For the deposit, the down payment on the new place.
Right. And that's before you've gotten a penny from selling your old place. So where's that cash coming from? Savings,
Mm.
investments.
And even if you have the cash, there's a whole qualifying aspect. Can you actually get approved to carry both mortgages at the same time?
That's the killer for many. Lenders look at your debt-to-income ratio. Adding a whole second mortgage, plus double the property taxes, double the insurance, utilities, it skyrockets your ratio. Many people simply won't qualify.
So if you don't have the down payment cash just sitting there, or you can't qualify for both loans, what then? Bridge financing.
Exactly. Bridge financing comes up a lot. It's basically a short-term loan.
Okay, how does that work?
It's usually secured by the equity you have in the home you're selling. It lets you borrow against that equity before the sale closes, giving you the cash you need for the new purchase. It bridges the gap.
Sounds useful. But I sense a catch. Expensive.
Very expensive. Think high interest rates. Because it's short-term and seen as higher risk for the lender, you pay a premium for that convenience.
So it solves the cash flow problem, but adds significant cost.
Absolutely. Elio Parente put it well. He said the decision often boils down to how comfortable my clients are to have the possibility to have to bridge finance or carry two mortgages.
If the answer is not comfortable at all, then buy first is probably off the table.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Which leads us to the big advantage of selling first.
Financial peace of mind.
Essentially, yes. It's undeniably the lower financial risk path. No overlap in ownership means no period of paying for two houses.
Once your sale closes, the money's in the bank. You know exactly how much you have to spend on the next place.
Total clarity. No need for pricey bridge loans. And bonus. You walk into purchase negotiations as a stronger buyer. You basically have cash in hand, or at least no sale contingency. Sellers love that.
Okay, so financially, sell first looks safer.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the living situation, the logistics.
Ah, yes. The practical side. This is where the trade-offs get really stark. It's often certainty versus flexibility, or maybe comfort versus cash.
Let's look at buy first, sell later again, but through the logistics lens. The big pro seems to be stability.
Definitely. You know where you're moving. You have time to find the right place, not just a place. And the move itself is simpler one move, not two.
That's huge, especially if you're trying to time it with, say, school starting, or if you want to do renovations on the new place before you move in.
All much easier if you own the new place first. Less chaos.
But the downside risk is if your old house takes longer to sell than you expected, or sells for less, then your careful financial plan goes sideways.
Precisely. The timeline risk is real. Now flip it. Sell first, then buy.
We know the financial pro. Less risk, more leverage as a buyer.
Right. But the con is, well, can be a real pain.
The double move trauma, as one source called it.
Yeah, that's about right. You've got to find temporary housing, renting, staying with family, and store your stuff. That means packing, moving, unpacking twice.
Oh, and that temporary housing and storage, that costs money too, right? It's not free.
Not at all. It can add thousands to your overall moving costs. People sometimes forget to budget for that short-term rent, storage unit fees. It adds up fast. Maybe eats into those financial savings you made by selling first.
Send your house hunting under pressure too, right? Like the clock is ticking on your rental lease.
Big time pressure. You might feel forced to make a quick decision on a new house, maybe compromise on things you wouldn't have otherwise. That can lead to buyer's remorse down the line.
So you trade financial stress for logistical stress and time pressure.
That's a good way to put it. You get certainty on the money, but uncertainty on the timing and maybe even the final location.
It sounds like both options have some pretty major potential downsides. Are there ways to hedge your bets, mitigate the risks?
Thankfully, yes. The sources highlighted some smart strategies. You don't necessarily have to just pick one path and pray.
Okay, good. Let's start with mitigating the risk if you buy first, but still need to sell your old place. How do you protect yourself?
The main tool is a sell contingency in your purchase offer.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It's a clause saying your offer to buy the new house is conditional on you successfully selling your current house by a specific date, usually the closing date for the new purchase. If you don't sell your old house in time, you can legally back out of buying the new one.
That sounds like a perfect safety net. Why doesn't everyone do that?
Because sellers generally hate it, especially in a hot market.
It makes your offer weaker.
Much weaker. If a seller gets another offer without that contingency, even if it's slightly lower, they'll probably take the cleaner offer. It's just less risky for them.
But maybe in a buyer's market where you have more power.
Exactly. In a buyer's market, you might be able to get a seller to accept a sell contingency. It's worth trying if you need that protection.
Okay. Now what about the other way around? You've sold first, and now you need time to find and buy your next place. How do you avoid the double move trauma?
Here, you leverage the fact that you have a buyer lined up for your old place. Two main tactics.
Mhm.
Negotiate a long closing or arrange a rent-back agreement.
Long closing just
Yeah.
means asking the buyer for more time before the sale is final, like 60 or 90 days instead of 30.
Yep. Gives you more breathing room to shop. The buyer has to agree, of course.
And the rent back.
Correct.
How does that work?
This one's clever. The sale closes as scheduled. Ownership transfers to the buyer. You get your money. BOT. You immediately sign an agreement to rent the house back from the new owner for a set period, maybe 30, 60, even 90 days.
Oh, interesting. So you get the cash from the sale, but you don't have to move out right away. You stay put while you look for the new place.
Exactly. Avoids the double move, gives you time. It's a really useful tool.
Is there a catch? Does the buyer have to agree? Do you pay rent?
Yes, the buyer absolutely has to agree. They might want to move in themselves. And yes, you'll pay rent, often at a rate that covers their new mortgage, taxes, and insurance, maybe even a bit more. It's not free lodging.
Got it. So these contingencies, they aren't guaranteed, but they offer ways to smooth out the roughest edges of either strategy.
They give you options, flexibility. You don't have to just passively accept the worst case scenario.
Okay, so we've looked at markets, finances, logistics, mitigation. It feels like ultimately this comes down to a very personal calculation.
It really does. Market advice is great, but it has to fit your specific situation, especially your finances and your tolerance for risk and hassle.
The source had suggested asking yourself, what, 4 key questions to figure out your path.
Yeah, 4 crucial gut check questions. First, do you actually have the cash for a down payment on the new place without needing the money from your current home sale? Yes or no?
Okay. Second,
Could you realistically handle paying for 2 houses at once, mortgages, taxes, insurance for, say, 3 months, maybe even 6? Be honest with yourself about the financial strain.
third question focuses back on the market.
Right. Where is your specific local market right now? Is it clearly favoring sellers, buyers, or is it kind of balanced? You need that local knowledge.
And finally, the emergency plan question.
Yeah. What's your plan B, C, or even D if things go sideways? If your house doesn't sell or you absolutely can't find a new one you like in time, do you have somewhere to go temporarily? Family who could help out? A financial cushion?
Answering those honestly really defined your personal risk level.
Absolutely. And your personal risk tolerance should probably be the ultimate decider, even more than general market strategy.
So wrapping this up, we've seen the general rules of thumb.
Yeah.
Maybe buy first in a super hot market if you can handle a risk. Definitely sell first in a buyer's market.
Those are solid starting points, but
Mhm.
they always crash into the reality of your bank account and, frankly, how much disruption you can stand.
If your absolute top priority is minimizing financial stress, selling first seems like the clear winner. Lower risk, you know your budget.
Definitely the financially safer route, generally speaking. You operate from a position of strength as a buyer.
But if that market is moving at lightning speed, or if having certainty about where you'll land next is paramount maybe for schools or just peace of mind, avoiding that dreaded double move might be worth paying a premium for, right?
That's the final calculation, isn't it? How much is that certainty and logistical ease worth to you, both in terms of actual dollars, like bridge loan costs, and in terms of, well, stress and hassle?
Something to really chew on as you start navigating this whole complex process.